In the previous lessons, we looked at the standard way to write the formula, and we looked at substituting, and we looked at solving for x. And what we're going to do now is just focus a little bit on inequalities. Now, in the last lesson, we ended by looking at this inequality, and we minus 6 on both sides, and I told you when to turn the sign around, and eventually we ended here in the standard form with the less than sign there, less than 0. Now we're going to take it further. By now you should easily be able to identify A, B, and C, and you should be able to use the formula and substitute those values in the formula like this. Remember, we use the brackets. And if you're not sure about this, go back to that lesson where we did it, because I'm not going to do that now. So we've got the formula, we've substituted, and then what we do is we work out the values for x. Now, this plus and minus sign here ensures that we get normally two values for x. So we get x equals 3 or x equals minus 2. That will be the answer for this. But what is this? What does this x equals 3 or x equals minus 2 tell you? This tells you for which values of x here will this equation be 0, not inequality. This inequality says what values of x will make this thing here less than 0. What we've solved here is which values of x will actually make this thing here equal to 0. And that's important that you understand that. We are looking at this thing here, this value of this yellow box. The yellow box here, we want to know what's the value of this yellow box for different values of x. Now if I substitute 3, 3 squared is 9, minus 3, that's 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. So we are right. Take minus 2. Minus 2 squared is 4. Minus minus 2 is 6. In other words, we plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So that gives us 0. But we are not interested in 0. We want to know where is the yellow box less than 0. So one way of doing that is to say, let's take different values of x and put this into the yellow box. So I can have a value for x, and I will have a value for the whole yellow box. And I'm going to put the values of x on this line here and make a column here for x and values of the yellow box here. So if x is 3, we saw that if we put 3 in there, we are going to get 0. So I'll put a little dot on the line because the value is 0. If x is minus 2, we also get 0. So minus 2, the value of x, minus 2, on the line, it is 0. What happens if I substitute 0? That's the easy one. 0 there and 0 here will just give me the yellow box equal to minus 6. Are you with me? So if I substitute 0, I will get a value of minus 6. So let's put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere down here. There we go. So 0 will give me a minus 6. What about 1? Let's substitute 1. 1 squared is 1, minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 6, oh, it's also minus 6. So let's put it here. 1 also gives us a minus 6. Let's take another one, 2. Let's take 2 here. That's the next one here. 2 squared is 4, minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, minus 6 is minus 4. 2 gives me a value of minus 4. That's somewhere here. Okay? So now I'm getting different values for the yellow box for different values of x. I can take another one. Let's take minus 3, the value here. Minus 3, that will give me 6. You can go and work it out for yourself if you're not sure. 6 is somewhere up there. There's the 6 value. And so I can continue. I can get a value there for 4. It will also give me 6. I can get a value here for 1. That will also give me minus 4. I can get another value here for a half. A half will give me that point there. I think it's 6 1/4. And so on and so on. And in this way, I can get different values of that yellow box for different values of x. But the question is, where is the yellow box values less than 0? Well, everything under the line, everything here is less than 0. So can you see all these values here for the yellow box is less than 0? And which x values gives me those? Well, these ones here. So everything in blue is less than 0. The yellow box values are less than 0. And where do we find those values? Between that point and that point. So I can draw two lines here, and I can say, if the x value is between those two lines, the yellow box value will be below the line, will be negative. So the answer to this question, what x values will give me a yellow box value, this whole expression, less than 0, are all the x values here. Are you with me? So when x is between 3 and -2, x must be greater than -2, this way, and less than 3. Then the yellow box values, all those values, will be less than 0. But in maths, we don't draw yellow box values and things like this. What we've done, we've simplified this picture a little bit. We've taken away those lines, and we add a line here on the 0 with the values of the whole expression. And because we call this x, a good idea would be to call this y. So the yellow box value is now represented by y. So I will call this axis the y-axis, the yellow box axis. And now I can plot for different values of x. I can put little dots there. There's another one. There's another one. And here between -2 and 3, I'm adding all the values that I could calculate in here. And can you see, if I keep doing this, if I keep adding more and more little dots, eventually this looks like a line. So if I take thousands of points, thousands of values for x, and I put all the y values here on this, it actually forms a line. And this is not a line, it's actually thousands of points that satisfies this equation. This is where the yellow box value, the value that we get for different values of x. And now we can go ahead and say, okay, but for this, where will this line be negative? Below the line, it's between -2 and 3. Okay, let's take a few examples. If I say this is the line called f, this is a function called f, and it cuts the x-axis at 3 and -3. Where will f be less than 0? It should be easy for you to say, oh, it's below the x-axis. That's where the y values. Remember the yellow box. The yellow box, the y. I just don't write yellow, I just write y. The yellow box values is below the line. It's between -4 and 3. So x is between -4 and 3. X is greater than -4, less than 3. That area there, f will be less than 0. Another one. This one we call g. Where will g be less than 0? Obviously between 2 and 8. Okay? So between 2 and 8, g will be less than 0. Another one. Where will k be less than 0? Be careful. Not below the line at all. Can I put any x value in here to get the yellow box to go down? No. The whole of k is above the line. The whole of k is positive. So x is an element of the empty set. There's no x's. Okay? What about this one? Where is f greater than 0? Be careful. Greater than 0. That's not below the line. That's above the line. Where is y, the yellow box value, is greater than 0? It's here above the line. So we are looking at this area here and that area there. Remember, all in yellow is positive. Where is f positive? Greater than 0. That is where x is less than -4 or x is greater than 3. Can you see that? Less than -4 or greater than 3. What about a case where the graph looks like this? This will happen when A is negative. All right? When A is negative, it's got a frown. When A is positive, it is smiling. We'll do that when we do the parabola. So where is f greater than 0? Now it's between those two if the graph looks like this. So it's above the line, all the yellow area. So between those two, f is positive in this case if it's like that. And that will be the answer. But I need to do one example for you that came from the November exam. And this is question 1.1.3. X squared plus 7x minus x less than 0 for 4 marks. How would we do that? Okay, I'm quickly going to switch to my camera. And I've got it here. And if we quickly do that, this is already in the standard format. So we can say x equals minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that on 2a. And now we substitute, and we say that it is minus, what is b? b is 7 in brackets, plus minus the square root of 7 squared, because b is 7, minus 4, a is just 1, and c is minus 8. Remember your signs, okay? All of that over 2, and a is just 1. Now, how do we do this in the calculator? Go and look at that lesson. I have got a lesson like that, but we'll say that x equals 1 or x equals minus 8. We can see that this is a positive graph. So in other words, that graph will smile. What is those values there? We've worked out x, where x will equal 0. Remember, x equals 0 at these points. So that point will be 1, and that will be minus 8. Can you see that there? 1 and minus 8. Where will this whole box, the yellow box, be less than 0? It is this whole area here. It's less than 0 between minus 8 and 1, where the x values are there. So our answer will be that x must be greater than minus 8, less than 1. And you will get full marks for that one there. There are several other ways that you can do this. I've just shown you one. But go and practice this. Go and have a look at what examples in your book. And if you do enough of these, you can get those 4 marks in the exam. Goodbye.